Hey there, Cheesemeisters, and welcome back to the Peach Pod After Dark. I am Jeff. Look upon me. I will show you the life of the mind. And joining me on the other end of the internet, my cuz-host.
I'm Leslie, and I don't pretend to be a critic, but Lord knows I have a gut. And my gut says it's simply marvelous.
I did not realize that Iris McKay was the film critic at the beginning of this movie.
I loved that, and I'm like, this is the first 10 minutes, no one is gonna remember you, but I will. I love
Yeah.
you. I feel like
Yep.
that's me in a bar after a play, like, also me on this show, honestly. I don't
I like
pretend
it.
to be a critic.
No, none of us do. Um, this week, Cheesemeisters, we are talking about Barton Fink, the 1991 Maybe Just Keep Writing Plays masterpiece. Uh, Written and directed by Joel and Ethan Cohen, even though the credits say different things. They
Hmm.
they did this thing, like they used to when they first started out, you'll notice that like only one of them, it's usually Joel, is credited as the director
I've seen that.
when really they both directed it, but they thought like just for like directors guild and like that kind of, they had to like narrow it to one person. And so like one of them would be the director and one of them be the producer, but they're doing all. They both
Yeah.
wrote it, they both directed it. They a lot of times they both edit the movie.
Oh,
Um and they use a fake name um in the credits. Shit, now I have to look it up. Because I
noticed that previously that one would be credited for one thing and the other, and I'm like, I thought they just did it together. So that's a
they don't.
good explanation.
Yep. Roderick Janes. So
Oh,
if you see in their movies that it was edited by Roderick Janes, that's them.
got it.
Yeah, these two guys, they're fucking amazing.
Yes, they are.
Jesus, I love the Coen brothers so much. So we've done, this is now our fourth. We did Raising Arizona, we did Big Lebowski,
Oh
we did
yeah.
Oh Brother.
Oh yeah. Okay, it is our fourth.
I think this
Wow.
is our fourth. Yeah, this is our fourth Coen brothers. And if I had my druthers, we'd do them all. And as half of the people who decide what we're doing, I kind of do have my druthers.
I
So
mean,
we'll probably fucking do them all.
I've said let's do it. I don't care.
Mhm.
I love the Coen brothers.
We
Like,
just gotta, we just gotta do it when it makes sense. And uh, this week it makes sense because, and I'll go back and tell you stars in this movie. This week it makes sense because we're doing it with season 5, episode 22, Alone at the Top, because Charlie lives in a hotel and is working on a script, and there's a Charlie in this movie. Not for
well,
nothing.
and it's so funny because I had this thought twice when you described the movie, and then as I'm watching the movie, I was like, are we sure he's not talking about The Shining? And then I'm like, oh, he knows and they know what they're doing. Got it.
Wait, so go back. You lost me. How did I describe the movie? And then as you were watching it, like what was?
So, how you described the movie, a writer stuck in a hotel or working out of a hotel, I'm like, I know that's The Shining.
Oh, got it.
And then also some of the shots in the movie, even though I haven't seen it, I know from like pictures, because like, hi, I'm of the world and I'm also an actor. So, like, I can know a movie quite well without having seen it, thankfully.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I'm that good. Um, But I was like,
And sometimes you can have watched a movie and then thought it was about something totally different.
yep, come
Hashtag spoiler in the
waterfalls.
grass. That's right.
And that's the only movie that's ever happened with.
That's right.
But no,
Just our best example.
there were shots in this, especially in like the hallways,
The
that I
long
went,
hallway
this
shot.
is
Yeah.
clearly uh reminiscent. This is acknowledging maybe the closeness to The Shining, or it's an homage to, like,
Mm,
who can say what it's for, but it's The
yeah.
Shining.
I feel like it's more like both Kubrick and the Coens were were pulling from the same playbook,
Yeah.
and less that the Coens were referencing The Shining. But the fucking long hallway thing, like, definitely,
That's what I meant, and I couldn't find the words for it, so thank you.
Yeah. I'm with you. Um, And not for nothing, but Charlie keeps writing in that hotel, and I I have considered suggesting that we watch The Shining. So I haven't gotten there yet, but
I listen, I'm open to it.
okay.
Now that I've read Scream with Me and I know everything I can about The Shining, I'm ready. That's the content warning I needed. Spoil it for myself. I
Uh,
know. Here's the thing. I'm still gonna jump.
sure,
I'm
probably.
still gonna be horrified when I look at that typewriter and see,
Yep.
all work and no play makes what's his name a dull boy.
Homer's something something.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Uh, so okay, well, let's talk about The Shining later.
Yeah.
This movie stars John Turturro as Barton or Clifford Odets. Okay. John Goodman as Charlie, Judy Davis as Audrey or Meta Carpenter,
Oh.
Michael Lerner as Jack Lipnick or Louis B. Mayer, John Mahoney as W.P. Mayhew or William Faulkner, Tony Shalhoub as Ben Geisler, John Polito as Lou Breeze, and Steve Buscemi as Chet. Um,
Just Chet.
just Chet. Um, this movie is 90% on Rotten Tomatoes, 89% on the Popometer. I gotta tell you, the 89% surprises me a little bit, but
Me too.
okay. And I feel like we might have the same reason why, but I don't know. We're different people. Um, this movie won. This first time we've talked about Cannes
Oh.
in the awards, but this movie won the Palme d'Or unanimously.
Wow.
Yeah. It also won Best Actor for John Turturro and Best Director for Joel Cohen, which obviously, as we have said, it's both of them.
Yes.
It was nominated for 3 Academy Awards: Best Supporting Actor for Michael Lerner, who plays the studio head. He lost to Jack Palance from City Slickers
Okay.
as Best Supporting Actor. Have you seen City Slickers?
I have not.
City Slickers is a fun movie.
Okay.
It also has the line, "That wasn't polite. That was I like your ass. I want to wear it as a hat," which makes me happy. Um, um, and the Jack Palance thing is this movie is interesting in the way it twists around itself, and the Jack Palance thing is one of the ways that it twists around itself. It also was nominated for Best Art Direction, Set Direction. It lost to Dennis Gassner and Nancy Haig for Bugsy.
Oh,
Another,
interesting.
yeah. I mean, like, there was a thing happening in 1991 where they were like, let's do the 40s.
Yeah.
Um,
No, that happens.
yeah. And this is our second of these movies. Best Costume Design, Richard Horning won that one, also for Bugsy.
I could see that for Bugsy.
Yeah, but for this too, it's the same work. I mean,
Yeah.
they're addressing the same period, you know?
Yes, but the audience really likes to see the beauty of it. They don't wanna
Yeah,
just see the same guy in the same sweaty suit day after day after day after day.
yeah,
Um, that's why this doesn't win. Um,
right.
and Set, I feel like they win it because they built a hotel.
Yeah,
Again,
yeah,
it's the flash of it. It doesn't matter what
yeah.
cool shit I mean, it does matter what cool shit you do in deteriorating a set to make it look, like,
Mhm.
weathered or destroyed or watch the destruction of it. I'm thinking of Titanic,
Sure,
um, or Twister. Um,
sure.
but yeah, I think in movies like that this is clearly more about the story and, like, yes, the look of it is also very important, but I
Oh,
think
it's
if you're
so
gonna
important.
compare this or if you're gonna look for people to pick a winner, which they did, of course, like, they're gonna
Mhm.
pick the flashier one because somehow that seems more impressive.
Yeah, I could see that. I will say that I find all of those pieces of this movie to be incredible.
Absolutely.
The
This movie is
look of
firing
this
on all
movie.
cylinders.
Yeah, the look of this movie, um, is unreal. Kind of on purpose, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. So here's why, and this is some full disclosure shit, Cheesemeisters. We postponed the recording of this for like 2 days because I watched this movie and the day we were going to record it, and I couldn't do it. I could not get my head around
Ooh.
how to talk about this movie without it feeling like I was just reading a Wikipedia entry on symbolism,
Yeah.
you know? Um, because also it references shit I don't know anything about,
Mm.
which makes it hard for me to think about it. So I needed to take a little break. I needed to do some research. I needed to think. I needed to just sit with it a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling a whole lot better about it now. But you are pissed at me because you were ready.
That is
You
a strong word, but fair.
Sure, but you were ready Thursday because you were like, "What the fuck is he doesn't get about this?"
'Cause I'm a
Um,
fucking pro.
no, I'm with you. But I think this might be the first time I've asked for a postponement to get my brain around something. And it doesn't surprise me because this is the third time I've seen this movie, and as previously discussed, I think Coen Brothers movies require multiple viewings,
Yeah.
um, to get there a lot of the times, and this was number 3 for me, and I got there as far as I understood what this movie was and what it
Mm.
was doing and what it was saying. What I didn't get was all of the deeply self-referential stuff that was happening in this movie and all of um the fact that it was a biography kinda of a real dude.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about Clifford Odets. I'm not a person, but he fucking looks like Barton Fink. Like, they're not hiding it.
Yeah.
Like, if you know who Clifford Odets is, you know that that's who Barton is. I didn't know that. I'm guessing you didn't know that.
No, I definitely didn't, and, I mean, I also know nothing about him, like, I knew the name, I knew he was a
Mhm.
playwright, and the plays you sent me, I went, "Oh, yeah, that guy," and that's
Uh-huh.
as far as it goes, you know? I really was kind of shocked that he wasn't required reading
Mm.
in my theater history class part 2, because they make you take 2 different theater history courses, one being, like, Greece
Oh, sure.
to, I don't know, somewhere in the 19th century, and then after that, it's everything in the 20th century.
Right. Yeah. Squeeze it all in.
Pretty much, because 'cause they're like, "Oh,
Mhm.
well, this is the majority of theater, and we should do it all in 1 semester."
Yeah. Um,
Not even the majority of theater, but you know what I mean?
yeah, we gotta cram it in. That's how it goes. Um, okay. So this was your first time seeing this movie.
It was.
Tell me how it's fucking possible to watch this movie one time and feel like you're ready to talk about it. Like, tell me, like, where you came to with this movie where you're like, "Nah, I fucking got this shit. Let's go." Tell me about it.
Listen, if I have lost I have lost the ability to harness my confidence like I used to. It is a lightning bug that is actually, no, a lightning bug, those are easy to catch. It is a fly that I can't catch anymore.
Sure.
Sometimes it just lands on me and then I'm like, "Oh, there it is. I get this." I think too, it helped so much that I sat down, I I left my phone across the room so that I
Mm.
wouldn't be tempted. I may have even put it on vibrate, so that I wouldn't hear it.
And then sat
Um,
on it. Mm.
oh, no. That would
Oh,
nope,
sorry.
not that kind of movie. And
Damn it.
I mean, you the importance of warnings. You told me this was going to be bonkers, and so
Yeah.
I just that freed me from doing what I usually do and trying to figure out a movie within the first 30 minutes.
Uh,
Don't do that, I don't recommend it. You'll miss
Definitely
stuff.
not for this.
You'll miss
Yeah.
things. But yeah, so, like, I'm watching it, and I mean, immediately just watching him off stage staring
Uh-huh.
so dissatisfied, I was like, "Okay, I think I know where this is going." Or not even I know where this is going, it's just like, I
You
know
get
this
him a little bit.
I get him a little bit. And were there still points in the movie where I'm like, "I have no idea what that is or what this means necessarily?" I felt pretty early on like I had an idea. And, I'm probably gonna learn stuff today that is, like, either disproves that. This is what was making me nervous too. I was like, "You're gonna read stuff and then I'm gonna be told I'm wrong."
Oh, gotcha.
Um, or I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I think I just went into it assuming I wouldn't understand it, I
And then you
did
did.
I did, in a
Yeah.
way. I mean,
And
I
then I
did as
gave
much
you
as
2 days to second guess yourself?
yes.
Good for me. Good. I've restored the dynamic of the show.
Boo! How dare you? We can't have 2 confident hosts.
No, we just have to have me and you being unsure. Oh,
Oh,
no, I get it. Um, so I apologize for fucking with your brain.
it's
But I
okay.
I needed those 2 days. Um,
I'm glad we took them, or I'm glad you got them anyway. Like, it wasn't just you who was messing my brain up those 2
that's
days.
true. So here's what happens in this movie. Um, Barton Fink is a well-renowned playwright in New York. Um, he is the movie starts with a performance of one of his plays, the open of one of his plays, and the praise that is heaped upon him immediately following. Um, the reviews are coming in, they're great. He's, neurotic about it and worried and but just nothing but praise. And his agent is like, "Hey, I got an offer for you to go to Hollywood." This is 1941, by the way,
Mm,
Cheesemeisters. "I got an offer for you to go to Hollywood and write in the pictures. They're offering you $1,000 a week. I can probably get him to $2,000 without blinking. Um, you go out there, you do this for 6 months. You can afford to pay for the work you want to do." Is one for them, one for us, but like way back.
yeah.
Um, and so he decides to do that. And he goes out there, but he writes for the people, right? This is a story he tells himself, he tells fucking everybody who is forced to listen to him. Um, and so he stays in like the shittiest place he can think of. He stays in the Earl,
To
which is
stay
a
grounded.
yeah, to stay grounded, to be in touch with the people. Because how is he who, writes stories about fishmongers and the working class, how is he going to continue to do that honestly if he's on a studio lot in Los Angeles, removed from the rabble, removed from the struggle? So he checks himself into this just dilapidated shithole of a hotel, where Chet works the desk. God bless Chet.
Yeah.
Um, love Buscemi.
Oh, yeah.
Um, yeah, and he sits down to start writing on his typewriter in the most dilapidated room. The wallpaper is peeling off the walls and it gets worse.
Yeah.
There's rattling in the pipes. You can hear the neighbors fucking. You can hear the other neighbors screaming whatever's going on in Charlie's room. Um,
Same thing that happened with Jonesy, Night Terrors.
no doubt. Um, can you blame him? Fucking Jonesy. Um, and he calls the hotel to complain about the noise, and then the hotel calls the neighbor who's making the noise, and then you watch the sound of that neighbor walking to the door, which is such the sound design on that is so great. And like they just use the visual and the sound to build this tension. And then
Mhm.
they open the door and it's this monster of a human being. It is John Goodman bulk.
Yep.
Um, and he's a traveling salesman, insurance sales, and he can tell you stories. If you'll just fucking shut up and listen, Barton, god damn. Um, and they have, I don't know, they have a real, it's an interesting conversation where Charlie just keeps trying to tell him the types of stories that Barton writes,
Mhm.
but Barton will not listen to him. because he doesn't actually want the real stories from the real people. He wants to invent the stories about the real people in his head. Um, and he won't listen to this guy.
I would also wager he thinks his experience is the everyman experience.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Yeah. Every man writes plays and gets lauded for it.
Right.
It's mildly self-delusional, but it's Barton. Um, and so like you get this setting. He checks into a tiny shithole that is depressing. And then he goes and meets the studio head, who is your standard Coen Brothers big man behind a big desk.
Mhm.
This is are you aware that this is a thing they do?
Not explicitly, but that makes sense, and I like that.
Yeah, it is. I mean, if you think about like Raising Arizona, Nathan Arizona sitting behind his desk when the
Mhm.
bounty hunter comes in. Um, uh, I don't know. This one, obviously, there's I'm trying to think. The Big Lebowski himself is a big
Yeah.
man behind the desk. Like, and there are movies you have not seen. Hudsucker Proxy, prominent big man behind the desk. Miller's Crossing, prominent big man behind the desk. These are things that just keep occurring, and that's sort of the glory of their work is these repeating motifs that they
Okay.
use. Um, Including the repertory theater that they rely upon. And this movie is filled with their repertory theater. John Goodman, who
Yep.
we've already seen as Big Dan, and Gail Snokes and Walter Sobchak and Charlie. Like, and then we've seen Turturro, as the Jesus, but also in this. He did multiple things with them. We've seen Buscemi
Yeah.
we've seen him in this, we've seen him in Lebowski. We haven't watched Fargo yet, but he's in Fargo and
Oh,
he's fucking great in Fargo.
sure is.
Um, uh, John Polito is in this and he's in Lebowski. He's the brother Seamus.
Okay.
He's the one who shows the dude the picture of how you're going to keep him down on the farm once they've seen Carl Hungus. Um, the farm for that Bunny came from.
Yeah.
Um, John Mahoney and Tony Shalhoub are both two-time Cohen people. And so like there's these repeating things that they do. Um, and so he goes and talks to the big man behind the desk and he's like, I just want you to write a wrestling picture. It's gonna star this guy. Um, and this is, it's a fucking wrestling picture is what it is. Just go do it. Bring me back something by Friday.
Yeah.
And he can't do it. He cannot do this work. And what you watch is like his struggle against the studio system that he doesn't want to be a part of. He is a man of the people. He's a Look, Clifford Odette, like one of the things that he's known for, and that's what this is like it's a weird twisted biography of Odette where they tell you things that are true to him. And then they also bring in characters from stories he's written who are having the same struggle.
Oh, interesting.
Like, not exactly, but like in that movie, The Big Knife, which I didn't get a chance to finish. I stopped and was doing some of my other stuff last night.
Mm.
Um, but the main character in that movie is named Charlie, and he's played by Jack Palance,
Oh.
who happened to win for fucking one thing, City Slickers. Um, that stuff can't be intentional. They didn't know Jack Palance was going to be in City Slickers this year. When they made this movie, they just can't do that.
Yeah.
But in that movie, he is a famous actor who does not want to sign his 7-year contract with the big man behind the desk, the studio head in that movie, who's played by Rod Steiger. And but he has to, because this guy knows some shit about him. He's trapped.
Ah.
And that's what this story is about. This movie is about Barton getting trapped in a system that he never should have put himself in. And but that's where he is. He should have stayed authentic to himself, but he doesn't. He sells out. He tries and goes and gets the money in Hollywood, and he meets with William Faulkner,
Yep.
WP, whatever they said his name was,
Mayhew.
Mayhew, um, who's just fucking drunk and stumbling around the studio, and his work is actually being written by his secretary, and
Yep.
yeah, which is not apparently a thing that people think is true of Faulkner, the secretary part. Like that he had an affair with her, yes. That she wrote his work, no.
And yet it's true about so many other writers. Not all of them, of course, but like I forget who it was recently that they were like, we're pretty sure his lover wrote a lot of this.
Ah,
And it was a pretty significant writer of your but clearly someone I'm not well versed in enough or I'd remember. But then again, my brain is garbage.
yeah.
So
But it's also it's like it's the the flip of it is like the did Truman Capote really write To Kill a Mockingbird?
you mean Harper Lee?
No, I mean instead of Harper Lee.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh God.
Yeah,
Oh God. Okay. Well,
you didn't know that was a thing.
deal with that later. Slash
Yeah,
never.
right. No, I feel you. But it's that thing. It's like, did the person who wrote it really write it?
Although to be
And
clear, it doesn't affect us.
no, it's
Like
fine. They're dead anyway.
it could absolutely have an effect, but it's like, does it really impact me? No,
Right.
not my
Um,
paycheck.
not your paycheck. So, um, I don't know. Barton struggles, and he connects with Faulkner, and uh, he's like, at the very least, this secretary lady is his muse. So, like, maybe I'm stuck. Maybe if I call her, she can like help me get through. You know, um, but I think it's before they do that. He goes back to the studio and he tells the head of the studio that he's stuck.
Yeah.
And so they're like, well, here, well, let's get you on the phone. Maybe it was his agent. I can't remember who got him connected and in the screening room to watch dailies for another wrestling pick that was in production right now. Is basically the same fucking story. And they show Barton watching the same scene over and over again, the same shot of the big German wrestler. I'm going to get you,
I
whatever he said.
will destroy
Yeah.
you.
Not for nothing, Cheesemeisters. Pearl Harbor happens in the middle of this movie, right? So we're at the beginning of World War II, and there's a big hulking German who's yelling at a Jewish writer, I'm going to destroy you, right? There are things on top of each other in this movie, which
Yeah.
is why for me it was hard to like, how are you going to fucking talk about this thing? Um, and then I think maybe he's already had this, she stayed over and he wakes up and she's dead, the secretary lady. And so he calls Charlie, and Charlie's like, don't worry, I got it.
I got it.
Now, whether Charlie is a real person or just a projection of what the fuck the Barton can't like do himself, very reminiscent of the biker from hell
Oh
in
yeah.
Raising Arizona. Like,
Yeah.
is that guy real? He's got the same tattoo as HI, or
Mm.
is he, a projection? Is Charlie a real person? It's a maybe. I mean, the cops seem to know who he is, but those cops who show up to investigate the disappearance of this woman, um, one of them's German, one of them's Italian.
Yep.
Axis powers, motherfucker. It like
Which things like that, I'll be honest, did not pick up on right
sure.
away. Like,
Uh-huh.
I see it's 1941, and much like
Mhm.
anything set in 2001, I'm like, when is this?
Right. Uh-huh. Sure.
Because it makes a difference.
Yep.
And similar, like, I couldn't have told you when in the movie it happens, but obviously I know by the time that we see the Louis B. Mayer character wearing a military uniform,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, it's happened. And,
Yep.
I think before that too, he's dancing among the sailors and the military,
Yeah.
and they're
After
about
he
to,
finishes the screenplay. Yeah.
yeah. Um, and I was like, okay, yeah, Pearl Harbor has happened.
Yep.
Um,
And he still thinks he's the hero of the story.
Yeah.
Like, he thinks
I
he's the
moved
real
right here.
hero. That's right. This is my uniform.
I love
Um,
that, but then I was also like, I get why you need to hit him.
right. Yeah, yeah. He needs to get beat up.
I hear you, man. I also want to slap you.
Yep. Um, but sh she dies in his bed, and Charlie takes care of it, leaves town, brings him back a box. I don't know if that has her head in it or not, but it probably does. Um, I don't know, but it's something he's got to carry around with him for the rest of the movie. It's this weight that he has to lug around him all over town.
Yeah.
Um, Symbolism.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Um, her death and what's in the box, I'm a little less clear on in terms of like what does that mean and what is it, but also I mean, I love discussing those things, so I'll
Mhm.
be
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it matters what's in the box. It just matters
no.
that he has to carry it.
And
You
like
know?
yeah. Uh I definitely think some of this is projections from his own mind.
Hmm.
Um I mean, that's why you get Charlie saying so much in the end, like, "This is the life of a mind."
Hmm. Yeah. And the hotel itself is it's a physical representation of the inside of Barton's head. Like,
Yeah.
it is dark, and it's the wallpaper's peeling, and there's noise. The clogged pipes are his writer's block.
Yep.
Like, and it keeps getting hotter as the pressure intensifies on him to finish this script that he can't even fucking start. Um, but he gets go ahead.
I just had a thought, like, if we're to believe that this is him working through his writer's block or anything, because in the beginning, they're like, "Dame or orphan, what do you think?" And he's like, "Both?"
Right.
But obviously, he was thinking more dame, and he's been looking at a picture of a dame this whole time. What if her dying was him killing that idea?
Could have been. I mean, we don't know what he ended up writing, but he did end
No.
up writing. Like, he solved it. He
Yeah.
wrote the kind of wrestling picture that he wanted to write, which was probably some kind of an internal struggle,
On the
you
waterfront.
know? Yeah. Or Barton Fink. This movie's a wrestling picture. It is Barton wrestling with Charlie, wrestling with his own demons. He's wrestling with the system that he's put himself in.
Yeah.
Um, there's a wrestling picture.
Yeah.
And but it's the kind of wrestling picture that the Coen brothers wanted to write.
Mm.
And that that's these other layers to it that is like, yes, it's about Clifford Odets, who was a well-known, well-respected playwright who did exactly this, went out to Hollywood and did not succeed in that way. Ended up being called in front of HUAC because he was a communist. Like, he had
Yeah.
been affiliated with the Communist Party, and he I saw I did I the wording I saw was that he confirmed names. Did not name names. He confirmed the names that they already had.
But
Um,
wouldn't that be just as bad?
it's not good.
No, it's
It's
not
not.
great.
No, it's not good, but it's different. But it's not good. Um, like, so Odette sells out, goes to Hollywood, and you see that it doesn't work for him. Barton does the same thing and works for Capitol Pictures, by the way. Capitol. When your communist goes and works for the capital system, that can't
Mm,
go well.
nope.
And he cracks the code. He writes the thing he wants to write, and the studio fucking hates it and won't make it. And they will never make anything he writes, but they will also not release him from his contract. He is stuck in this purgatory forever
What the fuck?
because he made this compromise. And you could see this being also about the Coens themselves.
I mean, you can't watch this. At least for me, I had the same thought. I was like, I don't know how you watch this and don't see this as them wrestling with becoming successful in Hollywood, either I mean, you look at the Coen brothers' work and you think, well, they probably didn't have to compromise much. I mean, this is still pretty out there and different
Mhm.
and unique, and yet they probably did.
Maybe a little bit. I do think that they are pretty uncompromised. Um,
I would I would say too, but I feel like I believe this. I believe
Mhm.
whatever they had to go up against was challenging in a way that they weren't expecting, and they wanted to oust Hollywood in their own way.
Yeah, I think it for me, it feels more like they had some success. Like, Blood Simple was well respected. Raising Arizona was, it wasn't I don't think it, like, blew the doors off the box office, but it was successful. Miller's Crossing, I is a masterpiece. Um, and, then you sort of roll into this, and I am certain at this point, they have been pitched the wrestling picture.
Mm,
Like the whatever. The studio wants them to do this,
yeah,
whatever this is. And they are like, no, 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 no. Instead, we're going to do a movie about someone who is being asked to do what you're asking us to do and why that's a terrible thing for him to do.
yeah.
And they never really do it. I mean, they move from this to the Hudsucker Proxy, um, which also doesn't do well, but it's fucking great. It's
Mm.
super weird and interesting, and um, your boy Paul Newman's in it. Older Paul Newman,
Oh,
even older. Yeah. Um,
hard to imagine.
uh-huh. um, and then they do Fargo, which is a massive success,
Mhm.
but is weird and uncompromising and dark, and it wins them Academy Awards and gets people nominated for things. Um, and almost surprisingly, because Fargo comes out in like March,
Hmm.
and usually back then, 90s, you get your Oscar window, right?
Yeah.
Like, your movies that are up for Oscar consideration are going to come out in November, December, January, and then the ceremony is in March or April, whenever it's going to, depending on the year.
Yeah.
Um, so usually those heavy hitter movies come out much closer to awards time. But Fargo comes out in like March or April, and people have to remember it,
Yeah.
and they fucking do. Um, but then they make The Big Lebowski, which is a flop. Like, it's a cult. I didn't see it in the theater. And it's one of my top 5 favorite movies of all time.
Yeah.
Um, but it doesn't go anywhere. And they don't hit success again until they do the next thing, which is No Country, or not No Country, but Oh Brother,
Oh, yes.
which is a depression era telling of the Odyssey,
Yeah.
sepia toned with old timey music. I mean, I like they are finding success on their own terms.
Yeah.
And they continue to do that throughout their career, and that's why they're so great. But that's what this movie's about. It's about a guy who made that compromise,
Yeah.
and it doesn't go so good. Um, so I think the answer to this is no, because you watched this movie one time and we're ready to talk about it. But it's the airplane question. It's the, do you have to know all of this backstory information in order to understand this movie?
No,
For
I don't.
Airplane, it's obvious that you don't, right? We talked about it, but it makes it fucking better.
Sure.
When you know all the 0 hour stuff, and the in 0 hour he was a football player, and then they cast Kareem as a I mean, like, when you know all of those things, it really enhances the experience. But this one, like, I don't know if you have to know who Clifford Odets is, but it helps.
I I think it can certainly help. Like, you know, we were talking about this earlier, Walter and I. Just, you know, because I love discussing movies, books, and
Mhm.
things, but I'm also one of those people that, like, if something is meant to be a mystery, I respect that mystery, and I
Mm,
respect the going back and forth of, like, "Well, who do you think this song is about?" Or, like,
sure.
"Well, don't you think it's this?" It's like, it could be. It A cigar might also be a cigar.
Right,
Like,
right.
so I think this is one of those, like, does it enhance enjoyment afterwards? Sure. Um, I'm not sure if if, like, knowing all this beforehand would help. Um, yeah, I don't know. I personally, I don't need all of this, but it's much like The Wizard of Oz, knowing what it's an allegory for is really fascinating.
Yeah, yeah. I think I do think it's more necessary for I don't know.
I'll say this, I
Hmm,
think more biopics should really be done this way because
yeah.
I feel like you can be more honest.
Yeah.
Eh,
Yeah, certainly with the themes you're talking to, yeah.
yeah, I think this is so much more I mean, so then I again, I'm on both sides. Like, I think this is really fascinating knowing about Clifford Odets, and, like, it's probably gonna make me now read his plays or a play.
Right. Yeah.
Um, but I don't think this would have been as interesting if it had just been about straight up Clifford.
Oh, fuck no. No, definitely not. But, like, I do think, like, this is I think this is my struggle with Barton Fink and not knowing these things,
Mm,
is I watched this movie, and, the first time I watched it, I'm like, "I don't even know what's fucking going on here." You know, this is and all of a sudden she's dead? What the fuck? And now the place is on fire? Like, if you're just watching it as a movie where things happen and a character does stuff, this movie's crazy. Like, it is indecipherable what
it
is
is.
happening in this movie. You have to look at this movie as being symbolic of things. And
Yes.
usually if you were watching a movie or reading a book for the symbolism, like that's kind of a fucking drag. Um,
I feel like maybe I went into this too. I have no idea if I had this feeling or where I got this sensation, but I'm realizing now, I feel like I watched this movie like I watch Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter or any other fantasy. Like, I know there are going to be fantastical elements to this that are out there in the
yeah,
real world.
yeah.
And
But like
so I mean, things were still shocking. Like, oh, he's just making fire, or like, oh, she's dead, dead. Like,
right. Yeah, all the way dead.
oh, so
Um,
much.
there's just something like if you're not watching this movie and thinking about what it is that they're trying to say with the things they're showing you, why the fuck does this building burn down? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
he's just in a hotel room and like his neighbor came home
yeah,
and and now the building's burning.
yeah.
And but we don't know why, except for it's not. It's you know, it's
Which,
all of this.
yeah, like the fact that he is so unfazed by all the fire happening around them as he's talking to Charlie, I'm like, oh, this is very much in your head.
Right. Right. It, but it's so like and you can sort of get that broad stroke like you see the they give you enough on the surface that you can understand what it is this is,
Uh
which
huh.
is like it's this writer who made this compromise and he is now in a system that he cannot break out of and the world is getting smaller and starting to burn. Like that's that's there. That's just surface level. That's what's
Yeah.
happening, you know. But then you're like, "Oh, this is based on a real person." And it references some of his works,
Mm,
naming Charlie matters. And also, not for nothing, but the root of Charlie is char. It is
yes.
fire. It is burning. Um, and so knowing that, and then you're like, oh, then you pick up the the anti-Semitic stuff that's happening in this movie, and the the brink of World War II,
Mhm.
and the German and the Italian who are coming and attacking the Jew. And like there's all of this extra layer, this extra textual stuff that like I don't I don't think you can really get this movie unless you know those things. I think you can get it like on a surface level,
Sure.
but I think the depth added by by seeing all of that stuff is why this movie is so good, and it's where I got stuck,
Got it.
because like I see all those things, but I've never heard of Clifford Odets. I don't know who this dude is. I
Yeah.
didn't know that this was about him. I didn't know that he wrote these stories that are like I don't know any of that stuff. And because I don't know it, I watch this movie and I go, there's a fuck ton I don't understand. And I don't know how I'm gonna talk about this,
Yeah.
because I just don't I d it makes me feel dumb, you
I
know?
get that. Yeah.
And it's not that I'm dumb,
No.
it's that, um, I don't know why I should know who Clifford Odets is, but they did, and they thought he was interesting enough and important enough to tell this movie, this story about him in this fucking weird ass way,
Yeah.
you know? And I've always been drawn to their stuff, except for not right away, because as discussed, I did not like Raising Arizona the first time I saw it. It took me a few viewings before I got there. Um,
I
Fargo,
think
I love.
there's I think there's great benefit to doing the research like you did and to
Mhm.
finding out more of like either what inspired them or what this was based off of. Because, my fear was that it was then going to tell me my interpretation was wrong
Uh,
or that, which I often worry is the
sure.
case. Anytime I don't like a thing that everyone else loved, I'm like, oh, what's wrong with me? Because
Yeah.
that's what we've done to people.
Mm.
But everything you've told me, I'm like, oh, this, if anything, this feels even more in line now
It
with
reinforces.
it does.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So tell me that. Like, you watched this movie and you texted me, that was fascinating. I think that was the word you used.
Yeah.
Um, so, like, tell me those reactions that you had to this movie, and when like if we had done this Thursday night, and you were like, "I'm fucking ready to go,"
Yeah.
like what were you coming to from that first viewing and the fascinating parts?
Early on, I had the sense that this feels like imposter syndrome. You
Hmm.
know, this,
Okay.
I could feel his uncertainty. I could feel his indecision, his, you know, I understood. I don't know. I understood a lot about where he was coming from. And like, you get really caught up in talking about what you want to bring as an artist to the table.
Hmm.
And then, of course, one, it can sound so pretentious. And
Sure.
also, like, once you get an artist going, it's very hard to interject.
Hmm.
Um, so I understood that while also seeing from Charlie's perspective the annoying parts of like, you're not fucking listening. You
Yeah.
say you want to write for the common man, and yet the common man is right in front of you, one of many. But no, if it's not a fishmonger from New York City, you
Yep.
don't want to do it.
Yep.
Um, which,
I
see, Ember's upset about it too.
Amber agrees. Well, you know what is? She's like, "Can we go to the fishmongers?
She said fish.
I would like some
I
tuna,
I
fresh
love
ahi, please."
salmon.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, yeah, and him bringing up the common man immediately took me to like learning about Arthur Miller in college and how he like wrote like Death of a Salesman is the play for the everyman,
Mhm.
which currently on Broadway, free
For the
plug.
900th time. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, but this time with Nathan Lane.
Yeah.
Um,
One does want a splash of color.
yes. So I think I was able to I was able to relate
Okay.
to the agony of a life pursuing the arts and like
Mhm.
wanting so much to do it your way, but also recognizing you will have to bend in
Right.
order to make money.
Mhm.
And I mean, I couldn't say I'm any happier or sadder than Barton Fink, but at least, I mean, one, I haven't had the opportunity to sell out.
Sure.
Um, but then two, like there's something to be said for
Call me.
stability. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I'm like, call me, we'll talk,
That's
depending.
right.
There are some people I'm like, no. Um,
Yeah.
I hate myself enough.
Harvey who? No, thank you. Good
Are you
day,
in
sir.
are you in prison? Um,
Mind your business.
anyway. So yeah, that's why I felt like I also saw this kind of like the same way that I view Black Swan in that it again, a tortured artist
Mhm.
that is not an experience I'm not familiar with in some aspect. And these people are trying so hard to put out there the best of themselves, even if it's not what everyone wants,
Uh-huh.
and they're getting destroyed for it.
Yeah. Um, you know what I just realized?
Tell
Sorry.
me. No.
We never said who our spelling connection was.
Oh, whoops.
Yep. Our spelling connection this week, Cheese Meisters, is Michael Lerner, the head of the studio. He was in the Mod Squad movie, Heart to Heart, Vegas, and Starsky and Hutch. So, yeah.
Wasn't he also wait, is this the Louis B. Mayer?
Yeah.
He's also in Newsies, right?
I don't remember him in Newsies. I know he's in Elf.
How many times I gotta tell you? It's Weisel, not Weasel.
Oh, there you go. And he's an elf. He's the uh he makes him come in and do the pitch on Christmas Eve.
Oh, wow. Oh,
He's the
yeah!
Yeah,
I
he's the
see.
publisher.
I
Big
figured
man
as
behind the
well.
desk,
Yeah.
you know. Anyway, he's our spawn connection. Um, I didn't mean to derail you there.
No,
Do you have more on your
I don't think so. I don't think so. If I think of it, I'll.
Okay. Um, Adventures in Intimacy?
Let's do it.
All
There's,
right.
there's not a lot in this. I mean, that's not the point, and I think
Mhm.
what intimacy there is done in a really cool way. So, like, you do have that. I don't even think it's worth noting, but just for the sake of like the few intimate touches you see in this, you see the couple in the beginning, um, all kind of like they're kind of cuddly, but I saw his arm was resting more on the top of the chair
Oh,
behind her rather than like on
on her
her.
arm. Yeah.
Um, which could just be those actors being day players, and like we know each other this one day.
I I assume everything that the Coen brothers do is intentional.
That is fair. That is something I want to assume. But man,
I mean, when you've
absolutely
got this
blatantly.
level of things on top of things looping back on each other,
Yeah.
it's all intentional.
Well, and so that transitions well to my next thing, which is, we hear some audible sexual noises coming
Mhm.
from so like people having sex in another room. And my mind went to like, why does one do that? To emphasize loneliness.
Mhm.
Barton
And
is a Barton is alone. And
Mhm.
and in a way, he has made this cage for himself.
Mhm.
And what were you gonna say?
No, there's also a like there's also the outside world intruding,
Yes.
you know, uh, on him. It's that part too, I think.
You know, I think that's also a great way to show how sex can always be on someone's mind. Like, when you're desperately trying to think of other things and, like,
Mhm,
suddenly your brain goes into fantasy mode or I mean, he looks at that photo or not
mhm,
photo, that a lot of the woman sitting on the beach,
mhm,
um, and he clearly finds her beautiful and entrancing, so just again, the use of hearing other people having sex is a very interesting story tactic, which I
mhm,
liked. Um, Mayhew and Audrey are together, but you only really know that by what they say
mhm.
because only touch between them is when he backhands her,
Right,
which that's the story.
right. I mean, he's mostly just drunk wandering around in circles. Like
Right. And like you see more of the attraction from her end to
mhm,
him. You can see why she's with him. Even if you're wondering how the hell are you with him, you can see it. But then on his end too, you're like, okay, you clearly love nothing anymore other than that bottle. So like, why are you doing this?
well,
Oh,
because
because he's
she
ready. Yeah.
she does all this work. Yeah.
Yeah. And then with Audrey and Barton getting together, which I wasn't sure if that would happen, but the way they move so slowly. You know,
Mhm,
she's sitting next to him on the bed and then slowly raises her hand and brushes it over his hair and down his neck and they slowly come together. I mean, it's like they're moving through water
mhm.
almost, which kind of lends to a fantasy air. And then it pans down and shows her feet moving up onto the bed, him
Yeah.
taking off his shoes. I love when they go to feet and not for any kinky reason. I just think they're it's real actually it's not even feet. It's really fascinating where the camera goes when it wants to tell but not show you that they're having sex.
Mhm. Yeah, they indicate. It's great.
And panning down to feet is really fascinating.
Mhm.
And then going down an actual drain and hearing once again, intimate sounds, but also, I think, screams?
Yeah.
There was a lot happening audibly at
Mhm.
the time, like, on the movie, and then, of course, as I told you beforehand, people are congregating outside my apartment all the time now, and it's very
Yeah.
loud because, unfortunately, warm weather brings everyone out. Damn
Yeah.
it. I forgot you all existed. Um, but so that part was hard to hear, and I couldn't find that scene for the life of me on YouTube,
Ah.
um but so, yeah, I really liked that. My last thing to note about intimacy, and this is a first. So you know how often I go off when they show women still wearing bras
Yeah.
post-coitus? Barton Fink, full undergarment, full one-piece
Yeah.
undergarment
Yep.
the next morning? Okay, I find this really interesting, and I think it's a key reason why a key indicator in why this has to be in his head
Mm.
because I just have a hard time believing narratively that they have boinked and he has kept that on the whole time or he put that back on in the middle of the night.
Right.
Like, I don't know. Narratively, it didn't make sense to me. And I feel like it's anyway, so tell me your thoughts.
Um, you wanna sleep in that bed naked?
She
In
is.
that nasty ass bed, in that nasty ass room, I would get up and put a parka on. Like, I would wrap myself in the, Naked Gun full body condom, like, to sleep in that bed. Like,
Well, then
that's
I feel like they should have been standing and she should have been on the desk, or he should have been standing and she was on the desk. Like, if you're not, but then see, here's this thing. Here's the thing. If you have that issue, then you probably shouldn't be fucking anywhere in that room.
no, it's not the fucking. Fuck it wherever you want.
Oh,
I wouldn't wanna
sleep
sleep there. I wouldn't all night long? Yeesh.
all night
I
long.
That's right. I don't know. I feel like there are reasons to put your underpants back on, especially your full body underpants.
I was gonna say
Um,
worth noting because it's. I don't even know if this is because it's 1941. I don't know the history of men's undergarments very well, but
I've
it's like
never seen those.
I've seen him, but that looked really old. That
Mhm.
looked and maybe it is. Maybe that's an indicator of how old-fashioned he is, how, how old his clothing is because
Mhm.
he could have inherited that.
Right. Yeah. Here's some old underpants. Sorry I died, signed grandpa.
I just had a thought too of like, oh, what if it's like because Mormons have specific underwear. What if it's like Mormon underwear, but
Yeah.
for
For
Jewish people?
yeah, 1941 Jewish underpants.
Instead of just having prayer shawl, you have your prayer nightshirt.
You're full on underpants.
Your night
Yeah.
romper. Oh my god, let's bring back night rompers.
Let's not do that. Let's not do that. I look, I don't care. Do what you want, world. I'm not wearing night rompers. Your
I
fashion
will.
does not impose upon my sleep gear. Um, enjoy yourself. Anything else for intimacy?
No.
Okay. Um, I got nothing for Needle Drop Forest. There's very little music in this. There's only like 3 songs. Um, they don't use music in this movie the same way they use music in Lebowski or
Oh,
um,
brother.
Oh Brother. Like that's one thing that they don't do consistently. Like
Mm,
you know they they have all of those motifs that they run back on. Um, but music they use when they feel like it's the right move, and sometimes when and sometimes they don't need it.
yeah,
Other times it's like,
and
like
it's great.
it's the best.
Or,
Um,
"Please, Mr. Kennedy, uh-oh."
yeah, yeah. Um, I don't know. They're fucking great.
Yeah,
But yeah, music does not play a large role in this. It like the soundscape, the set design, the costumes, the aesthetic, the visual language is way more important in this movie. Um, which reminds me, I would like to double check something real quick about um
that is fine.
yeah, yeah. I just wanted to confirm that this was a Roger Deakins movie. He
Okay.
is the cinematographer that they work with, a lot, the
Mm,
director of photography. Um, man, this dude, like, I'm gonna give you some of his if you've not heard of Roger Deakins. Um, he did 1917, but here's some movies that he has done with them. Hail Caesar,
okay.
True Grit, A
Ooh,
Serious Man, No Country for Old Men, The Lady Killers, Intolerable Cruelty, Oh Brother Where Art Thou, The Man Who Wasn't There, The Big Lebowski, Fargo, Hudsucker, Barton Fink. I mean, it's like it's almost all of their movies.
yeah,
Um, and so there's a visual language that he brings to their work. Um, that is you kind of can't separate them because of how frequently he is the director of the vision that they have,
yeah.
you know? Um, so yeah, Roger Deakins. And I
Well
don't think
done, Roger.
I know. He did not win an Oscar until like way late. Um, like maybe he won for True Grit, like that deep um in their catalog.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. He's won 2 Oscars. Let's see. 100 and yeah, let's see. Um, oh, interesting. I don't think he's won for the Cohen stuff.
Oh,
He won for, Empire of Light, which I don't know that movie, um, 1917 and Blade Runner 2049.
okay. Yeah, I had a feeling he won for 1917 just because people were
Yeah.
going on about how, like, "It's all done in one."
Right, a lot of those things. Yeah, yeah. Um, but Cohen stuff, he was nominated for No Country, The Man Who Wasn't There, Oh Brother, and Fargo, and didn't
Wow.
win for any of those. And all of those are stunning visual
I was gonna
treats.
say, "Oh, Brother" is so beautiful. The way they did the color
Yeah, the color
color
wash
tone
that they did.
color
Yeah,
wash. Yeah. Oh my
yeah,
god.
yep. No, You don't need me to tell you this, Cheesemeisters. Roger Deakins good at what he did. Um, does. Um, what else time? I suppose. Is this anyone's defining role?
I mean, for me now, it's John Turturro's defining
Yeah,
role. Like,
yeah, I can
this is
see
the
that.
thing I'm gonna know him most for because up until now, it's like, okay, I know you yeah, I know you're acting because you're doing it.
Mhm.
But then I watched this and I went, damn.
Yeah. There's a, in a few weeks, I'm going to recommend that we watch Quiz Show,
Okay.
which is another John Turturro film from roughly the same time period. Um, and he's really good in that, like, where you're like, "Oh, maybe he's Herb Stempel."
Oh,
Um, but yeah, but Barton Fink, he also, I mean, not for nothing, nobody fucks with the Jesus.
see,
So,
and I know that, yeah, that's the thing. It's not gonna be the same for me,
yeah,
for everyone else, but I get it.
yeah. Not John Goodman. He's great
No.
in this, but, um, man, the things he does in their he's very much Big Dan is like an echo of this guy, of Charlie.
Uh-huh.
Um, but Gail Snokes is not, this is a totally different guy, and Walter Sobchak, these are different folks.
One or two
Um,
I can get you a toe.
I don't know. He brings a lot, John Goodman, and he's just so
He's
fucking good.
so good. Like, yeah, I'm love honestly, this is why I have no problem with watching more Coen Brothers because, like, I'm getting to watch people's work in a way that I haven't gotten to
Yeah,
before. Like, it's one of those things like I just said with John, like, I know you're fine because you're still working. You get consistent work with these people, so you must be good.
he's real
But
good.
it's nice when you see confirmation.
Mhm. Yeah, for sure. Um, any other what elses? I don't have anything because all my what elses get like wrapped up in all the other stuff of this movie.
I mean, I was fascinated how because we've discussed this theme earlier this season, you know, the theater versus Hollywood,
Hmm.
and that is something I somehow missed in all of my theatrical studies and just my love of period dramas. I have never really thought about how uh people moving from Broadway to Hollywood probably
Yeah.
had such a tough time mentally. Um and how now there's the reverse. I mean, it's still always going to be theater versus film,
Hmm.
even though they're totally different art forms and respectable and difficult.
Hmm.
Uh,
Unlike ballet and opera, shit on stuff.
right?
Yeah.
Don't. Um, where was I? Oh, but you know, someone was telling me recently about our queen and idol Carrie Coon
Oh.
mentioning in an interview that she she would have loved to have been on Broadway first,
Hmm.
but as a human being trapped in a capitalist society, we have to be smart and
Hmm.
go where the money is, and the money is film and TV now.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I'm not sure if it was ever theater, but at some point, that was the only way to make money as an actor,
Hmm.
and then it became bigger, and now, I mean, do I get mad like any other struggling artist when I see celebrities getting to be on Broadway? Yeah, I fucking do, but at the
Right.
same time, they probably were like me and went, "I have to go this way first because now we can only get people in the seats if you're known
Yeah.
or if you have some kind of following." Yeah,
Yeah.
that's just
Something has to sell the performance, the production. And sometimes it's the Andrew Lloyd Webber of it all or the Lin Manuel, like the
yeah,
name of the creator of the show can do it. But a lot of times, if it's like if you're doing To Kill a Mockingbird, I think everybody knows what that is. But you got to bring Aaron Sorkin and Jeff Daniels into it in order to,
yes.
make it a Broadway draw.
Yeah, like
Because if you're going to tell me you're going to do To Kill a Mockingbird, I'm going to be like, all right, I've seen it.
Yeah, I saw Gregory Peck do it. Why do I need to see other
Right,
Oh,
right.
Aaron Sorkin's writing it? Okay.
Yeah, I'm interested in that. Yeah, yeah. You gotta give it to someone who will put my butt in the seat,
Yeah,
you know? Um,
and so you have anyway,
Merrily We Roll Along with Danny Reds.
yep.
Mhm.
Oh, Mary with a constant filtering
I
in and
really
out of new celebrities.
I very much wanna see that. It's coming to Chicago. I gotta figure that out.
Hey, we're trying to win the lottery for it,
Yeah,
because we wanna see it too, and now it's getting to the point where it's like, okay, we're gonna have a good time either way because
yeah,
they're only getting awesome people.
yeah,
So yeah, I just think this movie does a really good job of showing the compromises that unfortunately are necessary
yeah,
in this field, or I don't know if necessary is the word I want to use, but they're certainly going to be asked of you if you want to achieve any level of security or notoriety.
yeah, and what they would say is, "Don't."
I mean,
It's a
isn't that
trap.
often the story we get from Hollywood? Like we've seen this story played so many ways,
Mhm.
and
It's a
they're all
trap.
trying to tell us don't. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, but I'm going to
Tell me
ask you
to
the same question that I should have asked family and teachers telling me don't go into theater. Then what should I do?
Right. I don't know.
Your girl's only got so many skills.
Yeah. I mean, that you follow your gut. That's what you do.
You follow
Um,
your gut, you hope for I don't know. You hope for the best.
you start a podcast, motherfuckers. That's what you do.
Yeah.
Um, you make a peach pod out of it. All right. What is this the EST of for you?
This is the sweatiest movie about writing.
Mm. It's pretty damn sweaty. Oof. It's getting hot in
So
here.
hot.
Yep. Um, yeah, it's very sweaty. Uh, I had the grimiest, but I've changed it to the most interior movie
Yeah.
that we've watched. This is so inside. Um,
Like, this is the shit
right,
I aspire to write. Like, I just want people to be able to see inside my brain.
right, yeah,
You gotta
um,
be able to put it on the page and then on the screen.
yeah, and look, there's a reason that no one else does this the way that they do this.
Yeah.
Like, it's weird that 2 people are singular, but they are singular. There's no other you you know a Coen Brothers movie when you see it, even
Yeah.
though they're so different. Like, Big Lebowski and this are not the same, you know?
Why couldn't I have had
But
a twin?
there you go. Um, they're not
Why
twins,
why
but,
couldn't my cell have split in two? I'm already a Gemini, so I'm already split in two internally. Like,
oh, there you go. And internally is what matters. What's where the wallpaper peels.
oh, it does.
Yep. All right. I think once again we have proven my theory that everything comes back to Aaron Spelling,
Even Barton Fink.
even fucking Barton Fink. This is a good movie. Um, all right. So join us here on Wednesday, Cheesemeisters, when we watch season 5, episode 23, Love Hurts, where things happened faster than I thought they were gonna. Um,
I know. I got so scared when you went, I think you skipped something. And I was like, I checked. The
I
numbers were
felt like you
succinct.
did. I felt like you skipped an episode. Like I thought that it took us a lot longer to get to Dave.
I
But
am
it did not.
thrilled that they decided to do the campus rape plot in 2 episodes.
They
Done.
fucking
Great.
mashed the gas pedal. So we're gonna watch that. And then join us here next Friday when we haven't decided, but if you're open to it, I think we could spend some time in the Overlook Hotel.
Oh God.
Are you okay to try The Shining? It is, look, full
Do it.
disclosure, it's April. It's the sunniest it's gonna be. You know what I mean? You're not watching it in October
Oh, yeah, yeah,
where
yeah.
it's like spooky season.
April is the
Um,
cruelest month, though.
well, that's true. But I'm
Uh,
saying it's
I'm
brighter.
open to it. I
Okay.
know. Uh, Yeah, let's fucking do it. I'm gonna be
All right.
horrified. I'm gonna be like, "Why did I do this?" Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a good movie. It is, it's really visually interesting. There is a documentary about it that is maybe worth watching after you watch it,
Okay.
because it highlights some things about, like, there's some
Shelley Duvall.
stuff. No, but no, more about the impossibility of the layout of the hotel.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just not physically possible. Like, there are windows where there can't be windows. There are stairs where there cannot be stairs.
Oh.
There are rooms that shouldn't be where they are, and hallways that go places that don't exist. And the documentary does a really good job of showing that by, like, they'll put, like, a diagram up, and then they'll be like, "And then there's a wall, but watch."
Is that intentional? How
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Kubrick is doing some shit, in
Oh,
this
yeah.
movie. Um, it'll be our second Kubrick, right? We've only
Um,
we did Strangelove, but we haven't
oh,
done
yeah.
anything else.
This one will be like, I'm gonna make a pact with myself right now to try not to do more than mention the horrible tactics he
It's
used.
tough. Yeah,
It's just gonna be a tough one, but I imagine most people know, and like I said, I'm not gonna hammer it home because
yeah,
it's
yep,
terrible. That's all that
it
needs to
is.
be said.
It is. Um, so I guess let's do The Shining next week. That'll be great. I have
Oh
no idea
boy.
what our spelling connection is. We'll have to look. Um, I don't think it'll be too hard to find. Um, all right, but
Cool.
until then, Cheesemeisters,
Cheers.
peace out.